Hello. Happy Tuesday. I hope you guys are having a fabulous Tuesday today. On this live stream today, we're going to talk about how to create your customer journey in your coaching business or your service business. So, we're going to walk you through that process, how that looks like. So we don't want to make sure that we're not overcomplicating that. So before we dive into that, I want to introduce myself. My name is Angelica Lazo. I'm a brand strategist and an online business coach. I help coaches and consultants and experts to really create a premium brand so they can scale 10 times faster in their coaching business without having to be hustling social media, without having to feel overwhelmed or overcomplicating the system. So, in today's topics, we're going to talk about how does that look like, and why I'm passionate about talking about that is because when we are building our business, we think about branding as just being a logo, colors, fonts, and visuals. And really, branding, it's an overall experience that the customer has from the first contact that they contact with your business. That is the overall experience that they have with your brand. So from the beginning of your business, the first thing that people do when they come in contact with your brand, all the way to graduating or all the way to purchasing, all the way, and then retention after that, right? So this is why I'm so passionate about talking about client journey, because a lot of people don't, or they have certain steps in place but then fall off on other steps, and then it's better to retain your clients than get new clients, right? And in order for you to do that, you have to have a system in place that is set up so then you can really be able to have that experience in your prosper all the way to being a client. So that is what we're going to talk about in this live stream. We're going to talk about how to structure that and how does that look like for your business. So now let me just say that for everyone, depending on what type of business they're in, it might look a little different. But the overall of the concept of having a client journey is, in every business, we all have a client journey, right? No matter what type of business you're in. But in this particular video, in this training today, we're going to talk about coaches and we're going to talk about services, right? So, what is the main component of a client journey? What is the main thing that we're going to have? And then once I talk about the main thing, then I'm going to talk about, break it down for you what that looks like, okay? Because I like to give you the overall picture and then I like to give you the breakdown of what that looks like. Now, just to let you know, this is something that I have my clients do inside the Queen's Client Attraction Sales System. They do it into details, and I walk them through this process. So if you're interested in learning to do this, and you want to implement this into your business, and you want to have this dial in, then you can put hashtag Academy, and we'll go ahead and help you with that. So let's dive in. So the first thing, and I do have notes because I wanted to make sure that I didn't miss anything. So the first thing that we have when it comes to your client, the first step of that, the first phase of that will be awareness, right? The awareness is the first thing that we have in that journey. The awareness. So what does this look like? The awareness is when someone comes and is aware of your brand, right? The first thing that they're aware. This can be in a form of a blog. This can be in a form of you having a live event. This can be in a form of a podcast. This can be in a form of you being a guest in someone else's Facebook community. This can be in a form of your social media post. This can be in a form of your YouTube video, right? So it's like the first thing that they see. This can be in the form of searching on Google, searching for a particular thing, and then you come up, right? So this is the first thing they come in contact with you, right? From here, from this spot right here, from the awareness, and this is where people lose some when they're in the first awareness, they don't know what else to do from there, right? So they fall off. So what you want to do is you want to have something that is going to take that person from the awareness, from knowing about you, to actually opting into something, and this is a form of a lead magnet. You want to have some type of lead, something that you can then nurture this person, get them to know you, get them to know who you are, what have you, your accomplishments, your case studies, nurture them. And can be in a form, in an email, right? You invite them to come over, and then you nurture this person. This is the second step. The step is where you get them to opt into something that you have, right? So the next step is to opt into something. This can be in a form, like I said, it can be in a form of a lead magnet, and lead magnets come in different type of forms. It can be a cheat sheet, it can be a training, it can be a mini course, it can be all kinds of sorts. But the point of here in this particular stage is that you are giving them some value to them, right? You're providing some value to them, and you actually helping them with some immediate problem that they're having in this stage, right? So if you do a really good job in setting this up, you will have some type of sequence after that, so then you can follow up with them, right? And then when you follow up with them, it can be in a form of an email, or it can be in a form of conversation. So you invite them to a conversation to have. So this is where you get to know them, and you get to diagnose the situation, the problem that we're having. And from there, you take into the next step, where you invite them, where they can be in a, like I said, it can be in a phone call, it can be in a form of a DM, it can be in a form of connecting. So you're connecting with this person, right? So after you connect with them, the next step is that you want to invite them to, you in a connection, you're trying to find out what the problem is, and then you diagnose it, and then you can connect them and ask for permission to really show them what you have to offer, right? And you pitch your offer. But you have to make sure that you have all these steps in place before you do that step, where it's the pitching stage, right? Where you now are going to be, the decision making of they're going to want to purchase and be a client of yours, right? So the first step is the awareness. The second step is the consideration, which is like the considering to work with you. Then the next third step is the buying decision, right? Where they're going to buy from you or not, right? And then the final step is basically the purchase, right? They buy from you, now they're clients. So that is the 4 steps. You want the awareness, the consideration, the decision, and the buying. Now, I already explained to you how the awareness looks like, right? It can come in different forms. Like I said, blog post, podcast, YouTube, live event. All that can be awareness, how they find out about you, a guest in another Facebook group, right? Then there you got something lead, something free that they can then get to know you. They get to see the way that you teach. They get to see you. They get some value from that training, from that lead magnet, from something like that. Then behind the scene, you want to have some mutual sequence, then nurture them and get to know them a little more. You can invite them, right? They can invite them for a connection where you're going to be connecting with them, whether it can be in a phone call or it can be in DM. You connect with them, and then from there you invite them. You share them what you have to offer, depending if this person is a good fit or not. And then from there they become your client. Now, all the way up to then, that's where people drop it. They're like, okay, we get someone from looking, all the way from cold, all the way to buying. And then when they get to the buying, now they become a client. And then that's when a lot of people, a lot of coaches, and a lot of service providers drop the ball. Once they become the client, they're like, okay, that's it. You're a client now, you're in. This is where you are going to have to really step in and really build a system that is going to make sure that those clients come on board. They have a good onboarding experience. They become your client, right? Now they're your client, they're in your system. And then you want to make sure that you have something, whether that is a one-on-one or group coaching or services, something that you then want to have a step that they can go for. Let's say they finish your 3-month program, right? Then what? A lot of people don't have nothing else after that. After the 3 months, they're done, they're going away, and that's it. It's more easier for you to convert a client that's been working with you into opting in into another product of yours than to bring someone completely cold into your ecosystem, right? So what I recommend you is to have something map out. This is the front end, like we talked about, the front end of your client journey. Then you need to map out the second part of your client journey. Once they become your client, what is the next steps that they have to go through, right? They go through your program, they graduate, they get the success, they get that breakthrough. What is the next step that they have after that, right? So we want to make sure that we have some type of next level to that. Once they get that breakthrough to you, what is the next thing? And what I like to call that is basically, I like to call that like your signature offer that you have. And then what is the next step to that would be where they're going to go into a longer commitment, right? So they have the shorter commitment, they got their breakthrough, they got the results, but then they want to continue working with you because they got the results. What is the next step? So you want to have something to offer them, that it's a longer commitment, that then now those people become more loyal to you and they retain them. And then what is the next level to that, right? Because you want to continue growing that phase of your back end of your customer journeys, because you have the front end, but you also have a back end in there, right? Those people are getting the results, they become loyal, they love your coaching style. What is the next step? And what I see a lot happening in the industry is that coaches don't have that set up. So what happens is that people are jumping from one coach to another coach to another coach, because it's like, well, I didn't get no results here, now I'm going to go to another coach, and then I don't get results, I'm going to go. And what happens is that you're confusing yourself. You're really confusing yourself because you're not letting things sink in. You're not really letting things to work. I've been with the same ad coach for about 3 years. And I've gone through the process of learning different things in ads. I have not changed my ad coach because I'm learning and I'm putting different strategies in place, right? But you got to understand that she always has something else in the back end. And what I mean about that, you have to build something extra. You have your front end, you got the breakthrough. What is the next step if they're going to take your clients in? And then when they graduate from that, what is the next step that they have? Maybe they have a 1-year commitment with you now. What is the next step you're inviting them? Are you inviting them to a mastermind? Are you inviting them to a more intimate group? What is the next step, right, to that? And then you have like something like elite, where only people that have gone really, 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 really big results, and they have really got tremendous results in your program or your services, is where you invite them only there, only exclusive, right? So it's a very small, intimate group. And it's something that I've only seen a couple of coaches have that in the industry, or services providers that have that in the industry. But it's something that I've been working hard to implement in my business, because I feel like you need to have those levels. And as they get higher in your process, the smaller the group will get to that, because it doesn't mean that everybody that started here in your first stage are going to go all the way through, right? That is the idea, but it takes time, it takes years for you to build that. So, but I want you to always think ahead of time. And I want you to think ahead of time about this, because this is where a lot of people miss, and then they're wondering why people are not sticking with them, they're falling off, etc. So really, really important to make sure that you have your customer journey dialed in, to have the front end of your customer journey, but also make sure that you have the back end of that, meaning knowing exactly when that person finishes that program, what is the next step to it? What is the next step to it? What is the next step to it? What's the next step? So you take them to the step-by-step from the back end of the customer journey. Because what happens that when someone is a fan of you, they're real loyal to you, then those become like referrals, right? They'll become referrals, and they will recommend you, and then you will become like, they refer you as a coach. So I recommend you to have some type of system in place where that person that has graduated from your program now can be like something like a maintenance type of membership where they're maintaining where they can still get the coaching from you, but they don't necessarily have to get like the hand on because they already built their system, but they do want to have someone that they can come to, you know, once a month or whatever. So I recommend you to set some things in place that way you can still service those people that have graduated from your program, but as a month-to-month or as a monthly services, like maintenance services, something like that, additional in the back end. Not necessarily have to show it in the front, but it can be in the back end. So I do recommend you. And when we're talking about your customer journey, one of the things that I like to tie this to with is also my product suite, right? Because your customer journey, and then what is the product suites that are tied into your customer journey, right? So think about those things. Think about what product fits in within your customer journey. So when you map out your product suite and you map up your customer journey, there's also products that go attached to that. So it's like a full-blown process. So let me know if you guys have questions in the video. If you're watching live, do hashtag live. If you're watching a replay, hashtag replay. I will go more in detail. Let me know. I want to hear from you guys. I want to hear if this is making sense. I want to hear what are your thoughts of this. Do you have a customer journey mapped out in your services? Do you even knew how to do that? Or if you need help, like what does that look like? Because this is something that a lot of people fail to do. And really, it's important to do something to set this in your business, because you know exactly how long does it take you to convert that client, that prosper into an actual client. And how you're going to know that is by really putting this in place and setting some way to measure this. This is also important. When you set up your client customer journey, you need to set some things in place to measure all that process. So then you have numbers, you have data that you can review, because I'm coming from the analytics side of it, right? I'm a very analytic person and I like to see numbers. And this is something that a lot of business owners don't like to do, and that's fine. But you do need to have something in place that you can measure. You can hire someone to do this, but I really recommend you to put a process in place that is measurable, right? Because you want to know how many people came into the awareness, how many people you actually opt in, how many people those actually convert, how many of those people do you actually retain, right? Step by step, you want to have that, and you want to have the way to measure it so you can see how long does it took you and what can you do to improve that. And the only way you're going to do that is by having actually a system in place that you can say, this is what my customer journey looks like. When someone comes into contact, this is how long it takes them to convert. This is how long it takes them, to finish my program, my first layer of program. This is then how many people go into my next program, and this is how much we retain. And then you can say, this is the amount of my customer time value. This is the amount of that. But you can't say that unless you have something in place that you can then measure, and then you can go in there and diagnose and do whatever you need to do to make it and improve it better, right? That's the only way you're going to be able to do that. But if you don't have anything in place and you're just winging it, then you're not going to have any data. And when I am a very analytical, structured person, and not everyone is like that. I'm aware of that. But you do have to learn how to create that in your business. And if you're not able to do that, guys, you also can reach out for help. I'm here to support you. If you don't know how to do that, you have no idea how to even start, how to create this in your business, and then how to measure that, then go hashtag academy, and I can reach out and talk to you and see how we can support you. But let me tell you, this has been a game changer in my business when I set this up. Like I said at the beginning of this live stream, this is your brand. This is your brand. The experience that people have when they come into contact with your brand, from the first beginning of that content all the way to the end where they graduate from your program, they're done. You maintain that person by servicing them. They're already been with you for 4 years, 5 years with you as a client. Now you're maintaining that with them, right? Those people are like the top, the elite people. Those are the people that are going to be spreading the word, right? They're going to be referring to people like, I've gone through this program. I've gone to her program from the beginning all the way to the end. I graduated from both of the 3 programs that she has. Now I am in this particular group that is just unique, exclusive section where only the people that have accomplished X, Y, and Z are in that group. So make it exclusive, but you're not going to be able to set that unless you have a whole mapped out client journey, the front end and the back end, and you have set things in place to measure each step from the front end and from the back end of your business. And so that is something that I'm very passionate about, and I preach to my clients because we want to make sure that you set those in things. And let me tell you, I'm not going to sit here and say that it's super easy, that this is like dial in. I still to this day, I'm still putting things in place to measure, and it takes time. It takes time. So if you only been in business for, let's say, less than 2 years, you don't have the whole mapped out journey because you don't have probably clients that have been with you for 5 years. So how does that look like? But just having it map out, having everything set up, so when that time comes, because it's going to come, you have it set up already, so then you can measure that, and then you'll have a full blown from the front to the end customer journey. It takes at least 5 years to see the whole cycle of this, right? I'm not saying it's going to take you 5 years to build this, but it does see 5 years to see it the full-blown cycle of your customer journey, and you're going to be able to, you can measure in every step, but to see the full-blown from the beginning to the end of it takes about 5 years, guys. So, but you have to have it in place in order for you to know what you can change in your business, how you can make it better and adjust it, right? Because you're not going to have it perfect at the beginning. You're going to test it out, right? And then you're going to be able to measure that, and then you're going to be able to make adjustments. So, all right, so I hope this was helpful for you. I hope you find some value in this video. If you need help with this, like I said, put hashtag Academy, and I will reach out to you. I also wanted to quickly announce that I am launching my new She's on Demand. Is actually all-in-one marketing platform. And what I have done for those of you, for the first 20 people that join my She's on Demand all-in-one marketing tool, so you can put hashtag She's on Demand, is actually all-in-one marketing tools. We have created pipelines, we have created workflows, automations, landing pages, website, everything customized for coaches and consultants, especially for women. So if you're interested in learning about our system, it's coming, it's launching, it's going to be real, and it's coming in less than a week. We're doing a soft launch today. So if you're interested in learning about this program, it's called She's on Demand. So you can put hashtag She's on Demand. It's all in one, we built. So this customer journey that I'm talking about, we are building it inside the system, and it's going to be pre-built for you. That all you're going to have to do is really change some things inside to adjust it to your business. So if you're interested in learning, let me know, put hashtag She's on Demand, and we're going to be able to help you and really set it up for you. So you don't have to worry. It's going to be set up in a way that all you have to do is make some adjustments to it, but it will be set up for you, pre-set up for you. So let me know if you're interested. I hope you guys find some value on this video. Let me know. Let me go check in here and see if you got any, if you have any questions. Let's see. We're going to go here. I see any questions here. I don't see any questions, but if you do have any questions, guys, post it inside this video, and I'll be able to answer any questions that you have. Super excited for our soft launch for She's on Demand. Our software is going to be a game changer for coaches and service providers. So if you're interested in learning more about it, put hashtag She's on Demand. It's being launched at this today. It's going to be a soft launch, and we are going full blown on the 1st of September. So if you want to get in it before we actually go out in the market, put hashtag she's on demand, and I will be giving you a special deal for this, because it's actually in beta mode right now. So it's going to be super, 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 super game changer. I know that it is, because people are paying thousands of dollars a month to really have a system in place. And in this system, you're going to have everything: email marketing, you're going to have Messenger, you're going to have everything in one. So if you want to learn more about it, let me know, and I will talk to you soon. See you guys next Tuesday. Have a great week. Bye.